Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void, and today it's going to be Sol versus SortOf, a TVZ, here on Disco Bloodbath from Nation Wars 2019. This is Sweden versus Poland from their series. I'm not entirely sure who wins, but this is a great game, so let's go ahead and get right on into it. Far to right-hand side of Disco Bloodbath, it is the yellow Zerg player. It is SortOf. He is Swedish. And in the top left-hand corner, it is the red Terran player Sol, the Polish Terran player Sol here. Honestly, a terror in his own right, SortOf. He's been a very good Zerg player for a very long time. When I first started casting StarCraft 2 back in 2015, he was around, he was good. He's one of those players that likes his Zerglings a lot, and he was pretty much on the same level as players, I would say, like Serral. Pretty much on the same level back then in 2015, and then Serral just went into the stratosphere. SortOf kind of stayed the same dude. He loves his Zerglings quite a bit. He'll use them for harassment. He'll use them for attacks in ways that other players won't. And I kind of feel like that style, it feels good, right? It feels good to roll 20 lings into a mineral line and take down, 10 SCVs. But then if you lose those lings, I don't think the trade is good. You're making what feels like a good trade, but I don't really necessarily believe that it is. That's why you rarely see Serral do that. He'll go for baneling attacks for sure. That's more cost efficient. But he will rarely have a group of 15 to 20 lings just running around trying to harass. He's more interested in other forms of harassment and mostly just in defending more than anything else. So we'll see what SortOf does here today. It's a Reaper. Reaper's name is Ms. Reaper. Nuff said. This is from Ethan. Thank you, Ethan, for the name. I'm not sure what Nuff said implies there, but I hope you know what the Nuff said means. But yeah, Reaper coming out, it's just a scouting unit at this point. If it ever gets a kill, it's extremely lucky to do so. Factory coming up from Sol Expansion 2. One rack to expand, the safest, smartest thing to do in the current meta of StarCraft 2, and has been for a very long time at this stage. Third hatchery coming up here for SortOf at a traditional third base location. This can be it too. Which one do you prefer? Going up a ramp to defend your base is a little bit rough. Attacks can come in from here. You can lose these rocks and have a big force pushing through. I don't know. I don't know about this for a third. This is also super wide open though, but I almost prefer this one to this for a third. But I have weird expansion timings, so what does it matter? What does it matter what I think about where to expand? Overlord scouting around. Reaper cruising on out. What up, Ms. Reaper? There's already queens out. How's there already a queen out? Wow, alright, well, already a queen out. That does not bode well for Sol here. And, yeah, early shots from a queen just mean you can't go in there. You can't go in there, and if you try to hop up this way, there's a queen waiting for you, and Ling's waiting for you too. The Reaper's like, do I go? I don't know what to do. I can't go up here. Going up here probably is death. I don't have any vision, but let's just make sure no Lings can come out and murder my base that is under, well, actually not under construction anymore. So we're good. Totally fine. No reason to do anything defensively, just pure for scouting purposes. And really, the only scouting he's getting is, when is an army going to move out and try to kill me? It's hard to do because now suddenly there are queens stabbing away. He wants to get that creep tumor. Oh, he gets the creep tumor. Can't cancel that. Oh, hold on. Was that canceled? You know what? I think that may have been... I don't know. I don't know if that was a fresh tumor or not. Anyway, second tumor does get down. I'm pretty sure this is on the latest patch. Nation Wars was kind of all over the place with this. God, I can't remember. Whatever. Liberator in production right now. I'm of the personal opinion that changing the creep tumors to be non-cancelable wasn't really a big deal anyway. Like how this drone sneaks out. I was produced at the third base, but it is a death trap over there. So I'm going to sneak on into the natural, oversaturate a little bit, and call it a day. You need enough lings to handle this, or maybe some roaches or some additional queens here. So the queens are here to defend, but they can't really shove this away and protect the third base well enough. He's going to go ahead. I think tumor now would be good. Yep, tumoring now. The more tumors you have, the better it's going to be for you. Meanwhile, Overlord with speed, scouting around, does see that there is a starport without a tech lab on it. So it's not going to be battle cruisers. It's not going to be banshees at this stage. Armory in production, though. It's a pretty fast armory. This feels like Hellbat to me. Based on this building right here, plus the third command center coming up, plus a couple medevacs. Oh, yeah, this is going to be Hellbat. So we're going to Hellbat attack here, which means you need banelings or you need roaches here, or you just need a ton of Zerglings and queens, which SortOf, I'm not entirely sure that he has any of those things. He's got a lot of queens. He's got a bunch of Zerglings, but this could go pretty poorly for him. Because here we go. I mean, Overlord positioning here is pretty fantastic as well. If you want to set up and transform into Hellbats anywhere near Soul's base, or anywhere near SortOf's base, you're going to get spotted. See these Lings? 4 Hellbats with medevac support? No! You're not accomplishing anything. So I think Queens don't do super well in this situation. Meanwhile, regular old Hellion attack coming into the third base, getting a bunch of drones roasted up. Oh, this is so good. This is going super well for Soul. What did I tell you about this guy? Spore Crawler getting some hits off, though, on that medevac. Once the medevac is down, it's problematic for these Hellbats. It does go down, but 14 drones killed in all during that attack is brutal in the first 5 minutes. Really, really slows down SortOf here. He wants to take a 4th base, but I'm not sure he has the economy to do it at this stage. He has to replace those drones. He has to use Larva to make things other than Zerglings and Banelings and Hydras and whatnot. Is there anything at home to defend against this Ling attack? This is what I'm talking about. This is SortOf coming out with a bunch of Zerglings and pretty much nothing else to try to get something done. If there was a greedy third, yes, that would shut that down. I appreciate that, but there's not a greedy third. Soul is playing this pretty intelligently, recognizing a Ling counterattack is likely. Based on the kind of attack that he went for, SortOf wasn't going to sacrifice all of his Zerglings, and whatever he made to deal with the Hellbats would probably be going across the map at the end of the attack anyway. Still, I mean, probably would have been better to use some of the Larva on drones, but SortOf's up to 55 workers now. He's saturated his third base. He's taking his additional gases here at about 50 workers. Second gas popping up at the main, and then Ling's just trying to see what I'm talking about. Although tank fire on that position is really good. Look at that. Look at that coverage. Oh, that's so good. Everybody mining here is safe except for maybe the one mining this mineral patch over here. Screw you in particular. 4th base from SortOf, pushing up. Like the expansion timing here from him for sure. Barracks. Okay, so we're moving into bio. After that Hellbat attack, reactors here at the same time. And big old double medevac drop here at about 7 minutes. Banelings are in production. Macro hatch on the way in the main base too. There's one Baneling. One total Baneling here, which means if you're going to deal with this, you need to deal with it as it unloads. Which is not happening. The awareness is decent here, but is it in time? Yeah, Lings are cruising on up, but it's too late. These are 2 full medevacs of Stim Marines. No! Alright, Zerglings trying to get on top of these guys. Does a pretty fantastic job of it. And does force a pickup and get on out. What are the upgrades at this point? Ooh, 1-1 Zerglings. Okay, never mind. He's got the 1-1. That helps immensely. To have the +1 armor versus these Marines is just a godsend for Zerg. So nicely done. Shutting it down with a million Zerglings. No Banelings, no Roaches. Droning up a bunch more here too. He's up in worker count. He's going to be even more up in just a couple of minutes. Soul is throwing up the great wall of supply depots at the 3rd, as is traditional. On this map, getting a 4th command center. Not on site, but close enough to defense and close enough to the base that it shouldn't be too hard to keep protected and get over there when the time comes. Pushing on in. Yeah, the 1-1 Lings are here. Tumors down, though. Hurts, but that's about it. I mean, losing tumors, if that's all you have to worry about, there's really not much to worry about. You're going to unload over here? Really? There's Zerglings like 4 inches away. Okay, I guess he did get a couple drones. Lost a Marine in the process. That's probably a decent trade. Liberator setting up in the main base. Getting constantly wrecked by this Queen and the Spore, though. Spore. Just continued harassment out of Soul. I like Soul a lot. This is a great Terran player. Liberators. Yeah. Drones down everywhere. More tumors at the front. Getting wrecked. Is this Liberator still alive with 42 HP? Sure is. Certainly is. 2, 3, 4. Queen down. And Liberator down. Another drop coming in. This time with Widow Mines. That's a new trick. Oh, does burrow in. Ow. 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 Widow Mines hitting pretty decently there. 7 total drones killed in the recent attacks, but could have been a lot worse, I gotta say. 4th base getting hammered on by a single Zergling. Drop coming on into the 4th base, too. SortOf is getting fairly well picked apart here. I mean, I wouldn't say picked apart in that Soul is way ahead, but he's done a great job killing drones. Like, a really good job. 29 drones killed in the first 10 minutes is significant. And the fact there's a 4th base done for Soul and a 5th base is just now on the way from SortOf is not good for him. What's he going to do? So Lingbane Hydra, definitely the play of the day. Another drop kind of gets shoved away, but this is a lot of bio. This is just what you can do with effective macro with mules with a bunch of reactor barracks. Widow Mines firing harmlessly there. Nicely controlled there by SortOf. And Sol is forced to flee from this location. The creep spread is kind of incredible considering how effective Sol has been in clearing it today. SortOf has really paid a lot of attention to it. Muscular augments in production. Going for 2-2 for his Marines and his Marauders, of which I don't think he's made any today. Is this just pure Marine? This is pure Marine, which indicates an Ultralisk Cavern's a good idea. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. Engaging off of creep is not good. Okay, SortOf didn't engage too far off creep there. He got some tumors that are actually ready to go. If you want to push on out there, you could probably protect it. I don't know what Marines are doing over here. Again, tumors, Widow Mines. That's a good Widow Mine hit, though. I mean, sacrificing like 4 or 5 Banelings to take down a couple Widow Mines is a trade that Sol will make any day of the week. Ultra's Cavern on the way, and that is going to be the saving grace here for Sol. If he can get Ultras out, or for SortOf, if he can get Ultras out, Sol's going to have a hard time with it. Getting a Fusion Core, which probably for advanced ballistics. But yeah, these 2-2 Marines are not taking no guff from no one. Sprinting on into the 4th base too. Nothing defending there. The attack of the main base gets cleaned up, but there you go. Enough shows up and the hatchery ends up falling. Well done. Well done by Sol, picking that base right off. And now SortOf is down a base. That is really, again, he wants to make Ultras, but he only has enough to make like 2 of them. And 2 Ultras are good, but not what he wants. He wants like 6. He wants like 7. The Fusion Core's got to be for advanced ballistics for Liberators. I don't see what else Sol would be going for here. Although he is getting vehicle ship plating. Vehicle and ship plating. I mean, are there any Ultras out? I don't think so. Some Vipers are here, though, which are just essential. In the late game, Zerg, no matter what you're doing, Vipers are kind of the deal. Adrenal Glands in production. Here from SortOf, and we're looking at 195 to 168 supply. So SortOf's in a pretty good spot, except most of his army is Zerglings, which, as we just saw, a couple Widow Mines can really ruin your day there. A lot of Banelings died there, too. You want something beefier, you want something tankier, you want Broodlords, you want Infestors, you want Ultralisks. This is fine, but man, Sol's expanding to another base. SortOf expanding to the bottom left tier 2, which is nice. So he's doing a good job keeping up. I mean, resources lost 8,500 for SortOf and 7,000 for Sol. So it's not like Sol's getting just free damage here. He's losing resources. He's losing Marines. He's, 59 Marines, 6 Medevacs, 10 Widow Mines have died. All those Hellbats in that earlier attack are dead too. But I like the drop style. And here comes SortOf with a bit of an attempted attack, but does he have enough Banelings? He has enough Banelings to get through the wall, but not to kill the rest of it. And here we go. More Banelings in production. 7 of them. Exactly. Planetary Fortress getting attacked solely by Zerglings. It's not going to be enough. The Banelings thought about maybe... Oh, friendly fire on that Marauder. Thought about maybe saving that. Liberator. Double Liberator attack ends up getting a bunch of kills down here at the 5th base, too. Still coming on in. Wants to wipe out this base. He's got a lot of Hydra as the Banelings exploding on SCVs. Repair. There's got to be repair for this thing. There are no SCVs here. No, there's a couple SCVs. If the base goes down, Blinding Cloud helps immensely there. Liberator setting up, getting 3 shots on Banelings as they try to flee from that location. Sol, while defending the base, even recognizing that he's dead, is finding the time to redrop at the 4th and take it down again for the 2nd time today. This is a good match. This is what I'm here for. This is what I love about StarCraft. Is the back and forth. The hatch ends up going down in revenge for the kill to base at the 12 o'clock position for Sol, but Sol has another command center to float over there and turn into another planetary. These Widow Mines are alive. I thought for sure a Zerg army had walked right past it with Overseer support. Was that not the case? These Overseers dying would not be good either, I don't think, but he's not really target firing anything in particular here. Just sort of attacking. Oh, the Widow Mines decided, some of them decided, yep, to walk on down, see how many drones they could kill. The answer was apparently 18. And combined with these ones that have died. Oh, these Medevacs are stuck, though. Get on out of there. No! About a half-full Medevac is dead. This one's in trouble, too. Widow Mines cooling down. Obviously, they have the Drilling Claws upgrades. See, now here's some Overseer support. And the Widow Mines are down. Is this group still here? Yeah, all right. So the Ultras are out now. It's 182 to 180 supply. Pretty even across the board in every way possible. The upgrades are great for Sol's Marines and Marauders. They have the 3-3 at the 14-minute mark, as you should in late game. Anabolic Synthesis coming in for sort of upgrade for speed for those Ultras, and speed is such a good upgrade to get in all situations, and they're kind of find themselves on the wrong side of the map from each other here. So, alright. The Great Wall of Supply Depots is down. The SCV's retreating. One tank can actually help against that much stuff. But attacking on into the 5th, killing a few of these drones. Another hatchery is going to go down here for the Zerg player. SortOf is just bleeding bases right now. And the good news for the Terran is he can lift off and maybe come back later. Doesn't actually have to lose them forever, as SortOf is here. Sol is actually supply blocked after losing those supply depots, which is bad news for him. And then just a huge drop in the main. What is this? He's got Liberator support, Marines, Marauders, killing hatcheries, killing macro hatches, trying to do some parasitic bomb on top of these medevacs. Lings, Banelings, Ultras, tacking on in. And a lot of the units just can pick up and get the heck on out of there. Sol, well played. The Liberator's causing some massive problems too. Finally getting wiped out there, but the medevacs get out. They might actually dart back in and maybe try to snipe the hive. What a fantastic match this is. Boy, there's been some really good stuff on the channel recently. I love this time of year for the StarCraft casting. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, yeah, we drop back into the main base while attacking down the left side, which does get preemptively accounted for by SortOf, and he chases it away with a million Zerglings. By the way, which have +3 attack, but no armor upgrades at all. Widowmines, taking down Zerglings, whatever you want to do. SortOf says, no, remember how you can't have a 3rd base? That's fine, I think. Sol would rather lose this one than the other ones that are fresher with more resources to offer him later on into the game here. Boy, I don't know. I could see Sol winning this game. Yeah, this is just too much Zerg up north, though. 12 o'clock base going to die for the 2nd time today. Once again, just not amply defended. Like, the reaction time there for Sol was not good, but at the same time, his bottom left hatchery is going to die to a Marine Marauder combined attacking force, too. So, holy smokes, this is turning into a bit of a bloodbath. We're into the 20,000s in resources lost. SortOf has lost more, but not as much as you would expect if you're Sol, based on the amount of damage that you're done compared to how much you've taken. More attempted drops running around, running into... Okay, this drop is dead. Three drones down, though. Good target firing. Overlord on the top right was pooping creep to deny a base. Does get killed by an army. Army supply is pretty much even at this stage. I love the creep spread for SortOf, pushing up towards Sol's 3rd, which again is not really allowed. Not allowed to exist. He, however, there's really not many resources left at this base, and just mining it out quickly so you don't have to worry about defending it anymore is probably a priority of Sol's at this stage. Sol is getting ghosts. Steady targeting against Ultras is really fantastic. I think the first time I ever saw that really work was with Beyond back in like 2016, 2017. But yeah, for now, lift up your orbital command. Steady targeting! And Marauder shots, really good against Ultras. But again, the 12 o'clock base SortOf as a homing beacon for this base. This is what he kills. He's denying it over and over again. And he thinks maybe that's enough to win the game, but I'm not convinced that it is. Especially if hatcheries keep dying. How many hatcheries have died today, Falcon? 5 hatcheries have gone down. Okay, 3 Terran bases have died, but 5 hatcheries is a lot of bases. Meanwhile, we got more drops in here at the replacement 5th base that's up and running, or 4th base rather. 5th base under attack again. There's enough defending. Reattempt to take the bottom left. It hatches and immediately gets fired upon by +3 Marines. SortOf not responding. Ooh, friendly fire. Widowmines shots are not good. They're actually really bad there. These Broodlings hitting pretty well against those Marines without medevac support. Army supply 118 to 102. Terran player has a lead. That's never a good place to be. Steady targeting on Vipers is not a bad thing either. Oh, he's doing it. Steady targeting on the Vipers. Got a couple of them. Kind of backed into a corner, though. Good blinding cloud usage. Defending as well as he can here. It is Sol. And by defending, I mean trying to take down this hatchery before he dies. And he does end up getting the hatch. He is just on a mission to murder hatcheries today, and I can't say that I disagree with that strategy. More SCVs dying, yes, because that's not a planetary yet. There it is. We will save some of those dudes. Never mind, there's Banelings here. All right, well, most people are dead, and the army shows up. Yeah, this 12 o'clock it just has a personal vendetta against this base. He has killed it 4 or 5 times. In fairness, Sol's been killing his bases 4 or 5 times down to the south, and this is problematic. SortOf effectively has 1 and like a third mining bases. He's long distance mining from his 4th, or his 5th rather. His 6th base is getting reestablished here too, but army supply 92 to 86. Soul has the ability to move on out, get some stuff done. Of course, Soul not super happy on his mining bases either. So both players a little problematic for income right now. It's at 1,000, about 1,500 to 1,500. We're closer to seeing, or more used to seeing 2,000 to 3,000 minerals per minute at this stage of the game on multiple bases of income, but they're not there yet. 12 o'clock gets retaken because basically Soul's been creating command centers nonstop the entire game. And here comes the army again. This time, Soul says no. Soul is not allowing the 12 o'clock base to die that easily. He's trying to mine it out real fast, so don't have to worry about it. Medevac's getting picked out of the sky by Hydralisks. Never a good spot there. Some Banelings taking some Liberator fire. Whittling down that Baneling count is really nice. Exceptionally good. Widow Mines against Ultra is pretty good. Oh, the Banelings all died to Widow Mine fire. I don't know about this. Just Hydra Ultra against this particular composition. I guess there are some Banelings here. Bad rally of Marines and Marauders. No. However, Liberator's sitting up. Killing more drones. How many drones have died in this game? Oh, 97 drones have died in this game. The Hive looks like it's going to die. 14 drones have gone down. Zerglings cruising up to the 3rd to try to kill as many SCVs as they can. Friendly fire splash damage actually assisting them in that effort. The Hive has a lot of HP, and there's not enough there for the bio to get rid of it. This creep spread leading up here has been really good for SortOf this entire game. It feels like he's reestablished his 5th. His 6th base is back to. His worker count is 45. Well, 43 to 45. Both players are very low on the worker count. As it turns out here, Soul trying to spend his money as well as he can. Both players are spending their money exceptionally well. No banks. No banks today. Nobody's really been able to be as maxed out at all. He's like, oh, not even a planetary. Sure. I'll wreck your non-planetary base if you really want me to. The answer is yes, really want you to. Ling's Bane's Ultra suddenly. Oh man, I gotta say, I feel like SortOf has this game. Good blinding cloud usage, but again, stutter stepping out of it. Not a bad idea. Ultralisk down thanks to steady targeting and Marauder shots. And SortOf pulling back. So the good news again is he established these 2 bases, reestablished them. Soul trying to reestablish his 12 o'clock, and he's got his 3rd back, but there is creep literally touching this base, I think. Does that count as touching or not? Let's look closer, shall we? All right, in the shadow of his 3rd base, there is creep. This is not a lot of bio. Army supply is bigger for Soul, but I don't know. I guess I'll kind of split up here. It'd probably behoove him to come into a bigger group at this stage. No Banelings for you. Good job focusing those down. Ah, more blinding cloud. Kiting back, kiting back, kiting back, kiting back again. This pretty good stuff. Blinding clouding his own Hydras a little bit. The Banelings exchanging off creep. Not what you want to do, but hey, it is late game TVZ. Sometimes you got to do crazy stuff that way. And again, there's not a Spire, so we can do stuff like this and really cause SortOf heartaches. I mean, maybe you take down the Hive. Ultralisk Cavern would be a pretty good get too. He's going to focus down the Ultra Cavern. It has fewer HP. There we go. Oh, attacking down. Trying to come down this left side, but he's not clearing creep in the meantime. Does he not have any orbitals? He does, but he has the 1. Okay, he's got 2 orbitals, but he's using them entirely for mules at this stage. He does not have the energy for scans. And as a result, he walks right over creep to come down here. SortOf's able to send a welcoming committee. Although Banelings are getting target fired, and there's only a handful of Lings here, I think this hatch is going to die again. This bottom left-hand base is going to die. SortOf cruising over this way to try to save it. How many hatcheries have died? 8 hatcheries have gone down in 23 minutes. That is a good hatchery per minute ratio today. Some Hydras decide to take out the 12 o'clock base. We don't really need an entire army to kill this, says SortOf, because there's no planetary. So why don't we just murder everything we can here? We have +1 attack upgrades, which is nice. Ah, Soul's army in the bottom left is getting backed into a corner. But if it's only Zerglings and Hydras and Ultras, I don't know. I kind of feel like I like this position from him. The Lings aren't doing much. They're running back and forth. There we go. Hydras, a little bit too much at the end of the day. It's 59 to 78 army supply. 12 o'clock base is alive thanks to a response from some Marauders. Top right-hand base is happening too. I don't know what's killing drones right now. What on earth is killing drones? Something's killing drones. Again, not a planetary in the top right. 69 to 70 army supply. This game is bananas. I don't even know. Do we epic tag this at this stage? I have no idea who's going to win. It's been non-stop aggression for the last 20 minutes, which is beautiful. This game started with a hellbat attack, dropped into the main base of SortOf, and since then, every base, it feels like, has died 3 times. Top right, Zerglings can clear this out, especially with Hydra support, and you're not getting away. All right, 2 bases going down for Sol at the same time does not bode well for him, but his army is bigger. Dude, if he could just scan, like, right here and kill these tumors, it'd really help his day. I'm just saying, his refusal to kill these tumors, like, make a Raven. Maybe make a Raven at this stage would be nice, but maybe he can't afford it. Maybe all of his starports are needed to create medevacs non-stop, and maybe I can't disagree with that. Long-distance mining drones getting killed, though. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. The worker count for both players is not good. They're both in the 20s, which is horrible. Widowmine, nice hit on those Zerglings, though. Top right-hand base is a garbage pile. Sol's not allowed to have that one. The 12 o'clock is actually getting mined out. Against all odds today, it's getting mined out. Bottom left-hand base, a single Marine's job is to sit there point blank and fire into a hatchery. Unable to see anything else. He's so close to it. This army pretty intimidating. 85 to 60 army supply. It's a lot of Zerglings and Hydralisks. Did he ever replace his Ultralisk Cavern? I don't think he did. He's got an Infestation Pit. He's not making Infestors. He can't really afford all that much. He's got 200 gas in his bank. 200 gas in his bank. 12 o'clock base does go down just once again for old time's sake. And Sol's down to 8 workers. 8. Getting surrounded a little bit here. The Balings are scary, but off creep is not where you want to engage. I'll kill your Zerglings for ya, says Sol. Creep tumors getting massacred to some extent as the scan lasts. Is that enough Zerglings, though? And Hydralisks to just win it. Blinding Cloud is the cherry on top of the ice cream sundae. 41 to 39 army supply. The medevac count is good, right? You're trying to kill medevacs as well as you can if you're SortOf, but if sometimes the medevac count is just good, and then this bio is substantially better than otherwise would be. Liberator going after the remaining drones that exist for SortOf. He's down to 24, but I mean, it's better than the 8 that Sol is working with right now. 12 o'clock base down for the 18th time today, it feels like. The third or fourth base. Fourth base is done, I think. God, a scan here would be so good. Look at this control from Sol, though. He's refusing to get surrounded, but the Hydra flank attack is bad. It's bad, but if there's only Hydras here, the bio trades really well. You just don't want the medevacs to take shots. Another command center flies over to the 12 o'clock base because, again, what do you have if you're Terran other than command centers? And then a dash back into the main to kill 2 of SortOf's remaining drones. Okay, that's pretty good. Getting the Hive, like killing the Hive to prevent further tier 3 structures from being built would be incredible. No. Get it, though. Don't run away. He got it. Okay, so at this point, SortOf is rolling with an infestation pit, but he doesn't have a lair. As he escapes by the skin of his teeth there, SortOf is waiting for him to go out the left side, but he didn't. Army supply 29 to 49. SortOf has a much bigger army right now. Sol's income is nothing. I mean, SortOf's army is not huge, but it's better than the Terran players. And I think we're looking at a SortOf win here. Haha, SortOf win. Look at these Marines, though. Again, marching down over this creep in the direction of this bottom left-hand base gives SortOf all of the time in the world to respond to this, and then suddenly you're dead. And that's it. No good game out of Sol. SortOf is your winner in 29 minutes and 8 seconds. What an absolutely insane TVZ. Holy smokes, that was a lot of fun. What are we looking at here? 54,000 to 55,000 of resources lost. The Terran player lost a little bit more than the Zerg player, and that is generally a good indication that the Terran player lost the game and the Zerg player won, is usually how that works. So, wow. Wow, what a scrappy game there. It's basically Marine, Marauder, Medevac with Ghost Support, Liberators for Soul the entire game. Ended up losing 3 planetaries and 3 orbital commands. That 12 o'clock got killed a million times. Sort of lost 8 hatcheries and a hive. Again, at the end of the game, he was capable of making Hydralisks, Zerglings, and Banelings. And Infestors, and I guess Vipers too. But he couldn't make Broodlords, he couldn't make Mutalisks, he couldn't make Ultras. He was severely restricted to what he could make, but just enough. It was just enough to get the win. And it worked out in the end for him. Wow. Wow. What a game. I mean, do you want to call it an epic tag? It was non-stop. Anytime a combined, how many bases is this? 9 plus 6, 15 bases die in 20 minutes? It's a lot of dead bases. It's a lot of dead bases. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. 127 drones went down and 107 SCVs. A lot of dead workers, too. Might warrant it. Let me know. Let me know. But for now, that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.